A little bit like the doctor said. Gently. He says all over now.
Is that right?
So we used to run it over.
Yeah.
Was this a family home or your home?
My mother and father moved us down from up there with an old guest cottage, and they enlarged it.
Oh, so this is your...
The other house was too big.
We enlarged the kitchen when we moved here.
We live in the kitchen.
As you can see.
Sit down.
Can I get you a drink?
No, no, no.
Critical areas of agriculture in this state. The areas that concern me is the livestock area. Other than sugar and pine, the largest sector of agriculture still is the livestock area. Dairy, hogs, beef cattle, honey, that's all they bees.
No, they were. You want me here?
Fine.
Instead of there?
Fine. Wherever you're comfortable, really.
Any place. On the contrary, they were very well behaved then. Things were very quiet. We didn't have a young element like we have now. I mean, the younger generation was damn well behaved. They were brought up at home, much more home life those days than now. I think that's it more. And I think we didn't have any wild boys going out and shooting 3 or 4 guys and roughing the police up down at night down at the station and things like that. But they swiped a couple of head of cattle once in a while and caught some sheep and things. We had 14,000 head of sheep.
What about that village Kalae? That was a big.
Oh, that was a big prison camp. Yeah.
How old were you at that time?
Oh, before my time, before I was born.
Oh.
Yeah. That was a real big settlement there.
And the whole thing was wiped out.
Yeah, the old stone walls and everything are still there. I can show you that. Quite a lot of it is still there. That didn't last long. All the bad boys came from the other islands and they were penned up over here. Yeah, that was the way that worked.
I thought they shipped the whole settlement to prison in Honolulu.
From here?
Yeah. To Kalae.
Oh, when they folded up, I think they did. But
what?
the bad boys that came in Palau came from other islands, mostly.
They came out
It wasn't any element up here that was sequestered that way, no. Like Lahaina had their own for the whalers.
They're ruffians.
That's still standing, yeah.
I think some East Enders had their reputation for ruffians too.
Oh, yes. Even in my time. That was a rugged place. It was a big community too. Puko Puko now was a tremendous big township there. They had their own post office and everything.
And a dairy?
Yes.
Your family started a dairy down there.
My dad did, yeah. And then Halava.
Was Puko the main center of population?
No, Kaunakakai always was.
Always was.
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
but that was kind of a secondary.
Pretty much so, yeah. But the ship, island steamships used to land there on a little pier. Puko, yeah. And then they go to Kamalo and let off
And land again.
2 bags of taro from Tutu up in Hakalau, or a couple of pigs or something for so-and-so, and then they'd go off.
Did
The
you,
Kanagakai.
did you used to ride horse down to the dairy?
No, usually not that far as a regular thing.
You had a car.
So to speak, yeah. My dad never sold any cars or any old junks. They brought them up here. And we used to beat them up going deer hunting and all that, fishing. But it was quite a different situation. The whole island was nothing but Molokai Ranch and a few of the Mayas up in Kalae and also up the east end. And the McCarlson, the Frank Fosters, the Dunn, and no, those are the old families, and I remember them, other than the Hawaiians. I haven't mentioned any Hawaiians. Lots of Hawaiians had kuleanas and owned a lot of land, like and Mary Ashley, and some of those old timers, tremendous land holdings. And then way up the end at Halava was the Jake Brown Ranch, which is now Pu'uhoku. That was Jake Brown.
How long did he have the ranch? Jake Brown?
How long?
Yeah.
I don't know, before my time, but I remember it for about 10 years. And then 12 years, and then they started,
They built all
they
the
leased it
buildings
to some Japanese fellows, Hui, that planted pineapples.
up there?
Kuhoku?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. My dad
Nobody
sampan
would
all the
ever
fruit
think
in
that
Honolulu.
pineapples were growing up there.
Up here, too, in Kalae, was all pineapples at one time, yeah.
See,
But the
nobody-
soil's
nobody
awfully
knows that
acid.
kind of stuff.
Huh?
Nobody knows that kind of stuff. Not enough people know about it, unless you folks who saw it.
Oh, well, no, that was
I can
just when Libby started at Mauna Loa, about 1923. And this was very poor climate for pineapples, and so was Pu'uhoku. Too cold, wet, clammy, and a very high acidity in the soil. You see, normal is 7.0, and above that, numerically, which is really lower, it's what am I trying to say? Opposite of acid. Alkaline, yes, it's alkaline. So when it drops below 7, it's on the acid side, acidity. And that soils in Kuala Lumpur now about, up here is about 5.6 to 5.8, which is very acid. My experience in sugar plantations, that's horrible. And down in Kuala Lumpur is around 6.2, 6.5. You see them putting sand in before they plow? You ever seen the piles of sand before they distribute it around the field? Well, they do that, and that's with the idea of bringing the acidity up to more than normal. And it does that. Sand will do that, but very slow. Agricultural lime does it very fast, right away. But it costs like the devil. Terribly expensive.
The ranch has tried all kinds of experiments here.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is Del Monte I'm talking about. They're very progressive and they're scientific in their fruit. The way they handle their ripening by hormone. Did you know that they could ripen a field anytime when the big fruit's there and all green? They can ripen it anytime they want.
Spray it with
By spray?
Certain hormones, yes. They're wonderful control. We never had that in sugar. You're at the mercy of nature. It wasn't easy. I had a lot of experience on sweet plantations.
So technology has come even into
Oh,
that.
terrific. And Del Monte's right up on top of it. They're going into this drip system of irrigation, which is a wonderful thing. On the Luahini side, you see from the road all those white pipes, plastic pipes, they're putting it in over there. Now, they started next to the road, going down from Kuala Lumpur, where that windmill, that propeller is. That generates electricity and runs an automatic filter, which filters the water. You see, it has to be very, very finely filtered so it doesn't plug up the orifices in the outlet, in the drip system. And they try to experiment the whole side of the road. and it looks just as good as the other side, it's just irrigated by truck. And on the strength of that, they've gone ahead and they're going to spend a lot of money up in Luhini right now.
You keep tabs on all
It,
these.
oh, sure, I'm very highly interested. I'm the only one in the board of directors that knows anything about agriculture, except Mr. Spaulding, I hasten to add. He had control over here of homestead contracts, but he was mostly on the business side, not the agricultural side. So I'm really the only one that's had an experience like that. And
Would you like to see the ranch go the way of agriculture before they went the way of
oh yes, very much so, while they can, until progress takes over,
Well,
which it slowly is, you know.
is tourism our only choice for progress?
No, a lot of home sites we can open up. The thing is, water is a controlling factor up here in this area, this height.
Oh, yeah.
Is
And we have
agriculture-
beautiful land over here below
we can get more-
Kipu,
always can get
all
more
around
water.
here, over in these valleys.
But
Is
supposedly we can get
agriculture
water.
a
But
lost cause, though?
We could, what'd you say?
Is agriculture a lost cause?
Oh, no, not at all. No. There's so much raw land down there that nothing's been done with. And now, Dole has given up 14,000 acres of pineapples, which are just sitting there, and we're burning them off and plowing up and planting range grasses. We're going to put cattle in there. See, for crops, it's pretty far from Kalae to haul all the trucks with a long pull. And that's expensive, and the barge rate to Honolulu is murderous. It's going to go higher, too. And you got everything against you before you even start. You can raise the stuff easy, fine. But the marketing end is
Yeah, they
hard.
haven't
That
developed a
kills
marketing
anything
system.
off on this
yeah,
island.
they need a good marketing man here.
Man,
Good marketing person. Develop the market.
I'd say
Yeah.
climate.
Climate.
Yes.
I thought we got the best climate in the world.
No, marketing climate.
Oh, marketing climate. Well, that's you're talking about not on Honolulu, but
No, how to get, dispose of it in Honolulu.
yeah,
See, these middlemen take their cut off it,
Right.
whether they see it or not.
right.
And a guy just doesn't have a chance on this island or any other island. Look at that, he's got a hookup in Honolulu
we can-
with a distributor, a wholesaler,
Well, it's,
that doesn't milk the thing
Why can't-
dry
why can't they
before it
control-
even starts.
why can't they control it from here? I mean, from
Control
here,
what?
marketing. I mean, why can't they? They would have to have a marketing system from here.
That's what I
if
just
they're
said.
gonna
Yeah,
be able to implement a program like that.
the only way.
Is that
And without
is the
that,
state?
you-
Is the state helping? at
No.
all? Is it still
They never have.
encouraged in
Oh, they encourage it all
yeah, they
for
say a
the
lot
sake
of
of
words.
politics.
Yeah, they say a lot
You
of
know
words,
that.
but they don't actually give.
Look at this Kohala thing.
They-
Kohala on Hawaii, what a mess.
Yeah,
Have you heard of that?
yeah.
See, we don't want that to
Do
happen
you
over
think
here.
that they don't? How about what if they gave it to you?
No,
You don't want it.
we'd rather do it ourselves instead of get hooked up with that kind of stuff.
That's interesting.
And we can. We're going to.
Oh,
Well, the ranchers owns a lot of beautiful land down here. And it's just sitting there. So does the government. Look at these homesteads that used to be all pineapples. What are they doing with that? Nothing. Only 5 homesteaders are doing anything at all. You can name them on your one hand.
but the
Amongst them are
Hawaiian Homes that is really pushing hard for them to either use it or give it away. Yeah, is that the push right now? But that happened in the 30s too, right?
Oh,
in
yeah.
the 30s they kept, but the Hawaiians never could get. But it's very bad if you push people in agriculture and don't give them the support, like a marketing system support. But
Right.
you're just providing failure situations, right?
Yeah,
they're
that's
gonna
right.
fail. They can't do it. You're making that plant without a market.
Look before you
You know?
start.
Yeah, it's kind of silly. Why do you do that to people? To me, I mean, that's my opinion. But anyway, but
Well, that's the way things go. They elected on Maui by starting their own co-ops up there for marketing, primarily for the marketing outlet. We've had cases here where my dad had a survey he made where the homesteader, when they first started down Klamula, they had model farms, and they raised tomatoes, cucumbers, watermelons, oh, beautiful stuff, beautiful land, beautiful soil, they had water, was developed for them, and they traced 3 cases of tomatoes from Molokai on the boat, went to a wholesaler, and some market up here wanted 3 cases of tomatoes, so they sent them right back and took their cut off it on the way. and he charged the customers in Molokai the high price that he had to pay to get them to the wholesaler. It's a murderous thing, I tell you.
Why don't we pay more attention to the marketing end of this whole thing?
Who are you talking about?
I don't know. You right?
Oh, we have.
But you're still in the leadership. You're still very active. Well, you still.
Oh yeah.
You're still very concerned and.
Our corporation is, yes.
The corporate, but you're yes.
We're not too interested in getting into it ourselves. We'd like to lease the land out to someone else with the know-how. And we've done that in the past.
What corporation is that?
Molokai Ranch.
Oh, yeah.
See, there was nothing here when I was a kid, this Molokai Ranch. And these other ranches I mentioned in the beginning here, up the east end, and the Myers up here, as far as substantial landholders go, and then all raised cattle, or horses, or sheep. We had 14,000 head of sheep and 9,000 head of cattle on this ranch when I was a cowboy.
You had anything to do with the animals in that zoo? The animal.
Of course. Why?
Because could we go in there?
Without our support, we couldn't.
Could we go in there when they're feeding the animals?
Yeah,
in there?
I'll take you.
All right.
Yeah, let me know. I'll take you
nice
anytime you want.
animals, all kinds of animals in it.
Yes.
Wouldn't it be
They don't shoot. They shot 3 of them, you know.
Yeah, I know. Some hunters.
Huh?
How did they ever do that?
Policemen from California.
Yeah, how did that ever happen? How did that ever happen? How did
The
they go
guys
inside
had
the
guns and they went through the fence and then they shot them.
They went through the fence.
What do you mean? They
Well,
went over it.
Very unfair kind of game.
Don't talk to me like that. You go see somebody about it. Gee whiz.
But
They caught him though, thanks to, I don't mention any names, I guess.
he was in a newspaper.
Well, Nobu Shimizu, the one that caught him. And he's a superintendent of the Kalae ground. And he made a citizen's arrest.
Yeah, it was a wild story.
He heard the shooting,
It was in
yeah.
the newspaper.
Oh, I
Free
didn't
press.
see
It was in
that.
the free press.
We probably get our money back.
Nice animals were there. A lot of
Beautiful.
Beautiful animals.
Kudu,
It ca-
oryx.
Unbelievable. Huge animals.
I found it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unbelievable. And some small.
They're more
all kinds,
now.
But all kinds of animals.
Giraffe.
Are you folks going to expand that in terms of over the
We're
commercial?
putting in another 600 acres, 600 to 800 acres of above, which is more primarily on Molokai Ranch owned land, and the runway in between fenced. We'll have it open so they can go back and forth, or we can close them off, keep them all down below, or all up above.
They have to be fenced, yeah. Right.
Oh yes,
They
we don't want
run
them.
all over the
Oh,
place,
we
yeah.
can't let those things run loose. No.
But that's the best situation, fenced in.
12-foot fence. You know what happened when they brought the black bucks? They're little guys, you know, with big spiral horns. They're little bits of things, and very expensive. And our caretaker, Otto Joao, was assigned. That was his baby, taking care of those. He used to go down on Sundays with his family and make sure the water was there and feed them. They got to know him in his red truck. And he came down one Sunday and the gate was open. No, the gate was not open. But he looked outside and this black buck was feeding outside the fence. 12-foot big wire fence. 12 feet high. He thought, gee, there must be a hole in the fence someplace. I must get him back in and then I'll go around and check it. So he opened the gate, it was right close there, and put his truck, being a good cowboy, stock from big family way back, and he put his truck in a strategic place and he went down out of sight and came up on the other side of the buck. I didn't know he was there, and he looked up with grass in his mouth, took 2 jumps and went right over the fence. He didn't go through the gate.
Wow.
You believe that? 12 feet? And the animal's only about 3 feet high. 2 jumps like that, right over. Went back the way he got out. Most tremendous thing.
I guess, yeah.
Not in size, but in capacity.
You know, all these business problems of the ranch. Let's talk about playtime. When you were a little kid, how did you amuse yourself? What kind of activities were the most fun for you over here? When you came home for summertime?
Oh, well.
Over.
The only thing we had was a community hall with a library here. So they're all cabbage trees, all wild forest. And this old shack built up there. And we used to go down and watch movies there every Saturday night. Hanky used to run them with an old
Hanky Yamamoto.
Hanging Yamamoto, yes. With old putt-putt engine on a chassis outside. 35 millimeter. Shows Fatty Arbuckle and our gang.
Oh.
And all those old Hoot Gibson and Tom Mix, all cowboy stuff.
So you only
And just when the villain's sneaking around the back and the hero's just going to grab him, something would stop the engine and run out of gas or something would break. And everybody would groan. We all sat on benches. And then afterwards they'd have a concert and a dance.
Oh, it's nice.
Big dance. And all the cowboys saddled up their horses from Qualapu was a big cowboy town then. Right all the way down there in the best house, stand outside and talk to each other. And as soon as the thing was over, they'd climb on the horses and ride home with big excitement. They didn't dance with any girls or anything. But they're all looking at who and what and what.
Going to town on Saturday. That
Oh,
was a
big
event.
deal.
Hey, is the Cisco kid, was he from Molokai? I heard something about that.
Not that I know.
Zorro or somebody like that.
What
Not
is
that
his
I know.
What is his
But
name?
that was all we had. And then steamer night, everybody went down to see who came and who got off. Big excitement. Yeah,
Yeah, those are really different kind of experiences.
that's all. It's something different from the regular routine. Everybody worked hard and we ate well too. Boy, we had wonderful food. My mother had a 3/4 acre vegetable garden up here. We raised everything.
Did you get into that yourself, or did you like being in the horse more?
Oh, I was out in the horse all the time. We trained our own then.
From
From
before
Cooke.
you could reach the stirrups, yeah?
Oh yeah, sure. I've been put up on many a horse. Big cowboy.
You've been singing all your life?
Hmm?
You've been singing all your life?
Singing?
Singing.
Sure.
We know you can sing.
Well, that was not with this fine voice. I've been over to Maui over the weekend and
You sang your heart
kind of
out.
kicked the gong around. But the big thing there was New Year's and Christmas. Christmas and New Year's. The different groups would come up to serenade the old folks. My dad and mother loved Hawaiian music. They both spoke pretty good Hawaiian themselves. And the different groups would come up. And I'd watch the ukulele player and listen to the tune. And then they got through, and then I'd run in my room and I had a half-size ukulele and I'd copycat. That's how I taught myself. Play ukulele. Nobody taught me.
Wow.
And these wonderful old songs. None of them, so a lot of them I have a collection that's not copyrighted at all. Real old stuff. But
Yeah,
the singing was just so wonderful in those days.
It would be nice if you catch you.
No microphone, no electric guitars, no rheostats, you know.
Really, just loud voice.
Just real good
singing.
good
Really
singing, yeah.
Really.
And then we went to Hawaiian church, beautiful choir singing.
Did you sing in the choir?
No, we listened to the Hawaiian choir sing at church. We were just little kids down in the audience, in the congregation. Long minister's sermon, about an hour and a half, all in Hawaiian. And we used to laugh as kids, watch all the dog fights outside. But these dear old Hawaiian ladies would come in with these tight shoes on, and they'd sit down. We were little kids, you notice those things. Slowly kick this shoe off, and then kick the other shoe off, and you hear that. And then when the whole service was over, and they're going out, they had to lean down and pick up their shoes. They couldn't get them on. Feet had swelled.
That was the only
They're all the old ladies walking out with their shoes in their hands. Yeah. Oh, as kids, we noticed those things.
Really, really.
Yeah.
Wild story. Wild story. That's right.
And there weren't as many churches here then as there are now. There's a lot more people here in different denominations. You know, if I was at the Coconut Grove, there used to be 9. One burned down, and now there are 8 in a row. Did you know there were 8 there?
Yeah, I know there's quite a bit.
8. All different denominations. And I point that out to my friends and come up and show them around. Let's come at the 5th Grove over here and over here. 9 churches, 1 burned down, now there are 8. And my friends say, which one do you go to, Pepe? And I say, well, when Pat and I moved up here, retired, we gave it a lot of thought. And decided if we went to the Kalae church, the people in the whole Mananao church next door would say, I see the Cooks, why don't they come to our church? And if we went to the whole Mananao church or the Kalae church, people would say, well, why don't the people, Cooks, come to our church? So rather than get anybody mad, we don't go to any of them. We live our religion anyway, so we don't make anybody mad.
Really,
That's
really.
democratic.
No, diplomatic.
Diplomat.
Diplomatic.
Right, diplomat. Right, that's a good one.
Oh, well. But my dad and mother always supported the churches when they came and asked for money. And they give a big luau. They sent classic letter sent from David Kalae in Halava. They just built a new church up there, which my dad sent all the lumber and all the tin roofing and all the paint and everything else, practically built it himself. I mean, as far as the materials went. And, yeah, old David, a great friend of the family, wonderful Hawaiian, educated in Harvard University.
Who is this guy?
He was a postmaster and a minister and the principal of the school. He was everything in that little town. About 150 people lived there then, maybe more, those old days. And my dad got a letter. All Hawaiians loved my father and mother up here. They all helped so much. They got to know them all. They didn't, instead of calling Mr. and Mrs. Cooke, they were George and Sophie, first name. It's a beautiful farmer method. You ever heard of that? Penmanship? Beautiful writing. Dear George and Bro George and Sister Sophie. Our Congregational Church in Halava is going to have opening ceremonies, and after the ceremonies, dedication. We hope that you will attend. There's going to be a big luau. Everybody's being invited. We expect 400 or 500 people. We hope that you to grace our halls with your presence on that official date. And then yours lovingly in the bonds, David K. Kalae, beautiful penmanship he learned as a kid in school, Kamehameha School. Then P.S. May the good Lord kindly provide the following in this big list. 1, 4 Pepe, which is 4 steers. 2, 6 pigs. 3,
Wow.
10 bags of taro. 15 bags of sweet potatoes, and then the whole darn thing. That's for right down to the opis and everything else. By God, my dad rustled it up and got it together and sent the whole thing out there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Did
story.
you help out on those extra?
No, that was too small. But that's the way things went in those days. With a good Lord provide the following. Don't you love it?
Lord,
I
Cook.
remember,
Yeah.
remember that line.
Huh?
Remember that story.
You want
No.
to give this a look-see?
Yes.
You want to go see? Okay.
The co-op will do bank financing, you guarantee 90% of it. So there's a great opportunity over there. I use the term the big guys in a partnership approach, only to say, to make a point, that in the past, the big guys in this state have dictated. And we have just let that happen. Look at Molokai. Look at Kohala. Look at Kilauea on Kauai. Look at Kahuku on Oahu. But no more. And we're putting our foot down. We're saying this land is agriculture, and that land ought to be used for it. If you guys want to speculate on it, then we'll go to court. And I think we'll come to grips with some of the so-called big guys on that issue. You know? We're not afraid to do it. We may lose in court, and we're not afraid to do that. Tell you that much. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Rather unorthodox question. You can choose either to answer it or not answer it. I think there's one large agricultural area that's ignored because it's illegal.
It doesn't matter to me when I answer it or not. I'll tell you why. If it were legal, then if it were legal in this state, yeah, and if it were illegal elsewhere, then it'd be contraband, right? Then we'd have a problem exporting. If it were illegal elsewhere and legal in this state, then we couldn't sell the product. Because the production in Imperial Valley would outstrip our guys 10-1. And our boys couldn't sell anything, and then we'd have to do it all ourselves. Fundamental economics. That's it.
Your department thought of selling fish ponds and countries like that.
Yeah, let me get to the tower first, because that, the tower thing here has always been a very soft spot for me. I used to be on Big Island, and we used to have the white field guys all the time. And, real difficult thing. The taro, and I call it a taro syndrome. One year, two guys in the business in one field, and they make money. Well, next year, all the other guys, because the two guys make money, they all jump in. And then the following year, everybody goes broke. And so they all leave. And then the following year, the first guys go back in. And so it's a cyclical thing. Well, what's going to happen here is we're going to develop a marketing, a stable marketing approach to taro and its products. We talked about convalescent foods, Gerbers and that sort of thing. The Kalae guys are very interested in the Kalae task force, very interested in pursuing this, and we are with Kalae. I think taro has great potential. Dryland taro, a little poi company now cannot get enough. On Oahu, there's a large Samoan population, as an example, and they want Samoan taro. The people come to see me saying, okay, what would it take for us to import Samoan taro from Samoa? The problem that we're having, so I checked it out, is that it breaks down. It starts to decay if it's too long in transit. But as an example, I checked at the marketplace in Los Angeles, and there's a large Samoan community there, and those people fly in taro, and they have a waiting line during the fish pond. The State Department of Planning and Economic Development just completed a study on all the fish ponds, the Hawaiian fish ponds, across the state. And this is in an effort to put together an aquaculture program in this state. The next session of the legislature very likely will assign aquaculture to a lead agency. The problem with aquaculture in Hawaii is that it has not had a lead agency. In other words, it didn't have one agency where the chairman, it's his responsibility, he either fish or cut bait, or else he's going to get it. The university has some activity. We have a aquaculture loan program. Department of Planning and Economic Development got the promotional program. Department of Lands and Natural Resources got the aquaculture fund program. It's just all over the place. TCEM, Senator Yim called me the other day and said that as far as he was concerned, he wanted to see aquaculture in the Department of Agriculture as of next year.